Good morning, good people. Now, whatever I'm doing right now is very, very illegal. I'm using this particular road to cross instead of using that footbridge that I should be using as a pedestrian. This particular morning on Morning Cafe, we tell you why that is wrong. And we're privileged to have the Director of the National Transport and Safety Authority, Dr. Andrew Kiplagat. Good to have you, sir.
It's a pleasure too.
Welcome to TV47.
Thank you.
First of all, nimeambia watu whatever I'm doing is wrong because nilikuwa nimeambiwa kidogo askari anishike. Why was I wrong? Also, even as you give us your introduction.
Yeah. So my name is Andrew Kiplagat. I am the Director of Road Safety with the National Transport and Safety Authority. Okay. And whatever you are doing is wrong because you are putting your life at risk. There is a possibility that a vehicle could knock you down. And the main reason is that you are crossing in an undesignated place. And right where we are, you can see that the government has put in place a footbridge to assist in safe passage of pedestrians like yourself. And when you use this footbridge, then we know that you're safe because there is no risk of a vehicle knocking you down and subsequently losing your life. And that's our message today, that we should exercise safety, especially with regards to pedestrians.
Right. Yeah. But if I tell you as a pedestrian, maybe I have bad knees and these stairs, they really look so many right here. They're so steep. Mtu atasema zinachosha hata kutembea. Are those valid reasons a pedestrian should be giving?
They are valid reasons, but we ask our people to mean what they are saying so that it's genuine. And for genuine cases, we have officers, the traffic officers, like we have them here, like the officer who assisted you to cross, they will assist you to cross. When you explain yourself that because of one or two reasons, you're sick, you have issues with your legs, they'll assist you to cross safely.
Right. Daktari, I can see on the other side, your officers wanaendelea kushika wengine. So we'll be getting to that, also understanding why that is. But then, on a broader scale in the country, Ntsa, I remember it was last month, released a whole data statistics showing the number of people since the 1st of January who have, one, lost their lives, those who have been injured just this month. And for me, it was interesting because when you take a look at this, the numbers up to end of last month, comparing them to last year, around this time, for this year, zimeongezeka. Is it that people forget too fast? That accidents happen, because accidents happen each and every single year.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and I agree with you that the safety of our people in the roads is a matter of great concern, especially to us at Ntsa. The reason being that our people do not deserve to lose their lives in the roads. Yeah. And if you think about it, that how does loss of life occur? Yeah, it's because of interaction of, we could say, three main things. Yeah, there needs to be a road, there needs to be vehicles, be it motor vehicles or motorbikes, and there needs to be people. Okay, so it's when these three interact that a crash is likely to happen. And therefore, in the management of safety, because when we talk of road safety, basically we are out to preserve people's lives. Because when there is a crash, in as much as we are going to lose other things, but very important is that we need to protect lives in the road. Okay, so the many losses that we've experienced in our roads is, like I said, is a matter of great concern, and the authority exists to promote, or rather it's actually the lead agency in promotion of road safety. And we employ multiple strategies to be able to do this. And this is guided by the risky road users. And in this case, like we have pedestrians as a road user, we have drivers or motorists as road users, we have motorcyclists and pedocyclists. And the statistics, like you put, indicates that we are losing more of pedestrians. We are losing more of pedestrians. And that's why we are here today, to be able to focus on pedestrians, to sensitize them and make them know the risks that they are facing in the roads, and teach them on the safest modes of using the road so that we can preserve their lives.
I always say that you teach someone something that they probably have an idea of. So as NTSA, over the years, one, do people know that the traffic rules that they should follow, like wherever we are from? This particular road maybe may not have a walk path. Yes, so mwenye anatembea hapa atakuwa anajifinyilia. Pali tumesimama, there is a walk path vizuri where they can walk away from the roads, for example. So number one, are they aware that these are the rules as well? Also, I'm looking at this particular road, there is a motorbike coming to us as well. Are they supposed to do that? Educate us on that.
Now, like you've seen, that there is no there is no provision for pedestrian crossing here. Yeah. And why is it so? It's because there is a footbridge out here, isn't it? Yeah. And our people, to a large extent, know about this because you engage, you tell them what's the use of this footbridge and tell you. But for a reason that we are yet to discover, we do not know why people choose not to use them, thereby endangering their lives. And that's why then as an authority, we have a duty, a responsibility to continuously sensitize. Because even as you're preparing for exam, if you want to pass, you must revise over and over again. And it's exactly what we are doing here to remind our people about the risks that they are facing because of not using the facilities that are prevented. It's true we may not have facilities everywhere, but then there are alternative ways of assisting pedestrians to cross. And that's why we are talking about maybe the traffic officers assisting for their safe passage, marshalling people across by stopping vehicles and ensuring that pedestrians are able to cross. But over and above that, our people also know. You remember in our school days, we were being told that how do you cross the road safely? Look, right, left, right, and then if it's clear, then you cross. But we have a duty to continuously remind our people and encourage them and ask them to take responsibility for their own safety, to assist the government in protecting them and ensuring that their lives are preserved.
Right. I love the fact that today tuko barabara, ladies and gentlemen, because this means you're getting it practical. I heard from the studio just understanding how the road structures look like. So, Daktari, here we're privileged to have two footpaths, the footbridge. So we have one just behind us, and we have another one on our, this is on the left, another one on this side. So that means you can use this side if you're coming from this on our right side, and also that one. But then if, for example, I was coming from maybe 100 meters from this particular footbridge, what distance am I not going to be arrested? Let's say there's footbridge 100 meters from, naiona ndio ile pale, lakini ni mbali sana kuanza kutembea hadi huko ndio nivuke. Does that make sense if a pedestrian tells you that?
The question I would ask, between covering the distance and risking your life, which one will you go for?
Definitely kutembea nivuke.
That's what we encourage, because at least you can see there is a footbridge, and therefore we encourage, because if you look at the traffic passing through here, there are a lot. And even, the motorists themselves know here there is a provision, and therefore they do not expect to see anyone crossing, because pedestrians should use this particular footbridge so that they preserve their lives. So the answer is that please take the footbridge and help us save your own lives.
What constitutes a footbridge being set up in a particular place? What does NTSA as well as even the NPS traffic department look at in a certain road so that you say, hapa kunahitaji footbridge?
Yeah, now, and this is an interesting question, because we need to look at players in the road safety. Yeah, we say that NTSA is the lead agency in coordination of road safety, but you'll realize that the real actions, or rather the strategies that will be employed, are implemented in different places. Yes. Now, when it comes to road safety, it has something to do with motor vehicles. We call it safer vehicles. Yeah, it has something to do with roads. We call it safer roads. And thirdly, it has something to do with users. We call it safer road users, which we say that it ranges from the motorists all the way to pedestrians. And of course, there is another, in fact, it's called the safe systems approach, issue with how do we manage accidents. And remember, I say accidents because what we see most of the times are road crashes because they are preventable. So the experts in roads are mainly the road agencies. This is where we have engineers, civil engineers, who do the designs, who do based on research and based on best practice to know where are the best places to site, footbridges, for example, where are the best places to put, zebra crossings. And of course, in the process of designing, they take in input from other people. In our country, public participation, so that then whatever is put in place is able to meet the needs of the people. And as an authority, we also give inputs, so that then the designs of the roads ensures that it serves the function, that it's safer for the use by all road users. So that's one component of safer roads, which is dealt mainly by the road agencies, but with input with all the players in the sector to ensure that we produce safer roads.
Right. And so that's now, after public participation is done, is when they can set up and say, we will need the bridge around here, and also even for a zebra crossing, because I think on the very far right, very front, there's a zebra crossing on that side. So some of this, pedestrians don't really know them.
And that's why we continuously have to engage them, to teach them, to sensitize them, so that they know, so that they have this knowledge about the safe usage of the roads. But the government is trying. It's trying its best to ensure that it provides these facilities where it's needed most within the resources that are coming in. But in the absence of that, then again we say that we come to the next level whereby we teach pedestrians. What do you do in the absence of these facilities? And that's where we go on to the question of safer crossings. Where do you look at so that then you can cross safely? And motorists also know this, but we also continuously engaging them so that we are able to be accountable to take care of each other in the context of the road usage.
And even speak about public sensitization, because I know we'll get into it a little bit later on when we interact with wenye mnaendelea kushika even as we continue this interview. And I know, because as a road user myself, I've used some footbridges. Na utapata umepanda pale juu kabisa, and you'd find some very scary guys looking at you. One, how they're dressed, how they look at you. You even fear for your life, first of all. Some of these particular roads, here at least naona ni safi yenye tuko. Kuna zingine they're not even well maintained. Unapita hapo unashanga, I do not want to use this particular road, bridge, because of how even it looks like. Are those valid reasons?
They are very valid. These are reasons which discourage the usage. And if you remember, early this year, in April 17th, the President, His Excellency, Dr. Ruto, launched the National Road Safety Action Plan. And in this National Road Safety Action Plan, it has 8 priority areas. One of the priority areas, that's priority number 1, is coordination of delivery of partnership. What this priority means, and actually it's not, it's deliberate that it's number 1, is the realization that road safety is a shared responsibility. It needs bringing together partners to this. So with respect to what you mentioned, realize there are agencies that build the road bridges, there are agencies that take care of security, there are agencies that take care of cleanness and lightings. And because of this realization that we need to get together, we create partnerships that make these particular facilities function by ensuring that it's provided, it's clean, it's secure, it's well lit. And that's what we are pursuing as NTSA, to bring everybody in the spirit of the National Road Safety Action Plan to the table and discuss. And this is already going on, because we are already engaging with counties through COG. We are already having discussions with counties like Nairobi on the county transport and safety authorities, so that we bring to the table these issues and see how we can tackle them together as partners in road safety.
Right. before we cross over to the other side, kama mimi nimevaa reflectors, that means if I'm crossing this road, in case there is no footbridge na labda kuna traffic marshal ama hata hakuna, I looked right, I looked left, I looked right again, na mimi as a Peter driver might see me with this. On the flip side, kama sijavaa any bright colors, talk to us about now some of these things that pedestrians really need to know that might seem subtle, that si muhimu sana, but they really need to keep in mind.
Thank you very much, and you are raising a very important issue, because as a pedestrian, I need to know that, like a motor vehicle or a motorbike, I'm greatly at risk, because the only thing that I have is my body. In case of anything, my body will be hurt, yeah, and can be fatal even sometimes. And therefore, mind about where you are walking. Is there a provision for pedestrian use? Yeah. If it's not, then look at the risks that are involved. Yeah. So that then you try to minimize them by first checking that the road is clear before you cross. Secondly, I should be able to check whether you're visible in the first place, because sometimes a motorist may not see you and they knock you in the process. So ensure that you're visible, and that's where reflective jackets come in to assist visibility, for motorists to see you. Thirdly, you need to ensure that even as you cross, you don't run. You don't run, because sometimes somebody may misjudge, thinking that you've crossed, but you've not. Yeah. So when you ensure that you are visible to the vehicles, yeah, you give them time to see you, enhance it by even reflective jackets, and as you walk, do not run. Walk slowly, but in a very consistent way, so that you can be able to judge your distance. And over and beyond that, you need also to ensure that you are knowledgeable about these road signs, so that then you are able to you're able to interact with these road users well, and as much as possible, try to minimize your risk by using the provisions that have been provided for your safety.
Right. Thank you very much, Daktari. Wacha tukimbie ile side nyingine sasa. Tuone watu wameshikwa, because tumeona ni wengi. Wanafanyiwa, watashikwa, wanalala ndani ama wanafanyiwa nini?
Today, as you'll see, what we are focusing on is sensitization, to interact with our people about pedestrian safety. But then, you see, we needed to have the right people who have violated, so that when we discuss, it sinks properly, and this can be champions for road safety, because the experience is not nice. But then we don't have options. This is the only way that we can be able to sensitize our people and ensure that they understand and help us to maintain, or rather to promote safe road use practices.
Most definitely. Mtazamaji usiondoke, tupatane hiyo side nyingine tukiangalia what people are saying. Daktari, we can continue. Yes. Right, so Daktari, from what we were discussing earlier, you had mentioned that there's this whole arrest that happens for the pedestrians, and I've seen wengine wameingia ndani. What basically happens?
So what is happening here is that we are in our routine activities of enforcement or compliance enforcement, and today we were focusing on pedestrians. You need to know that we have a big challenge with pedestrians. If you look at the people we are losing most, especially in Nairobi and surrounding counties, you'll realize that we are losing most of our people, pedestrians. Okay. And that's why we've one of our strategies is to come here and be able to engage with them. We're not really arresting, but we bring them together, those people who are violating. Right. And violations here means pedestrians who are crossing in undesignated places, so that then we can sensitize them about the dangers they're putting themselves in, right, and be able to teach them, sensitize them on safe practices, road safety practices, with the aim of reducing the fatalities that we're experiencing all over the country, but largely in Nairobi.
Right. The fact that it's a public sensitization, is it that these people do not know that these traffic rules, regulations exist, or they just blatantly, they wouldn't really want to follow them?
It's a combination of all of them.
Okay.
Because like you'll see here, you'll realize that people don't even know why they were arrested. Yeah. Others will tell you that I was in a hurry. Others will tell you that, maybe it was the easiest way to go, to cross without using a designated.
Okay.
So it's all these, and we hope through such sensitizations, we're able to pass across a message that will help save our people, save lives of pedestrians.
Right. Are there certain special circumstances that if someone, for example, was crossing that particular road, that you'd, let's say, talk to them and tell them, ama utaelewa, because mwingine atakwambia maybe nilikuwa mgonjwa singepanda stairs nini. Do you, what do people tell you when you, let's say, arrest them and take them here for sensitization?
There are those cases. People would report that I was sickly, I could not climb up the footbridge.
Yeah.
Others would say that maybe it's too steep, I can't make it.
Yeah.
But then the point, and that's why we have our enforcement officers, the traffic police, when pedestrians approach them and explain to them, police officers will actually marshal and help them cross safely. But then most of the time you realize that people just, I think it's too steep to get into the footbridge, or these are the reasons that we get ignorance sometimes. But we hope such sensitizations will help educate our people so that then they practice safer behaviors, especially when, and help us bring down the losses of pedestrians, especially in the city.
Can it be a question of infrastructure on some roads, not only even yenye tumeona hapa, that maybe doesn't even have that ramp, but in other roads, the question of the infrastructure that is there, that the pedestrian atakwambia, I did not find this, so I was not able to do this?
Not entirely. And that's why you realize our focus is where we have footbridges.
Okay.
Because then in other places, maybe that could be a reason.
Yeah.
But you realize that in a place like where we've just come from, Langata, there is the infrastructure. There are ramps, but still you find our people using the shorter routes, which are risky. And facts don't lie. Okay. Figures don't lie. We see the number of pedestrians we are losing.
Right. So I know you had alluded to this earlier, but then because walishafika hapa, what exactly are you, so are you going to talk to them right now directly about what kind of a procedure happens when they come to this place?
Yeah. What we do here is we interact with them first to know whether they even know why they're here in the first place, isn't it? And our main aim is to now tell them about pedestrian safety, tell them about safer crossing, use of footbridges, yeah, and always ensuring maybe at night to be wearing reflective jackets so that then they are visible to the motorists, telling them the dangers involved, because we share the roads. We have unlike in other places, you find that our roads we share the road, and that presents more dangers, which then therefore requires the pedestrians to be extra careful so that then they don't become victims.
Right. A quick one before we cross over to now talk to them. If, for example, I'm crossing a road that does not have any of these footbridges, what do I do as a pedestrian before nivuke? Because naona kuna magari yanakuja. Do I have to ni assume kazi yenu ya kuwasimamisha hivi? What happens in this scenario?
Ordinarily, we would have traffic police to assist pedestrians cross safely. In some other places, we would have even marshals.
Okay.
But in circumstances that we do not have that kind of assistance, then the basics that we've been taught or we were taught in school. And again, maybe this is besides the issue, but we are already mainstreaming road safety in school curriculum together with KICD, and we hope from next year that will be rolled out. So if you remember what we were taught in school, we were told that when you want to cross, where do you look at first?
I remember left.
Not
right.
left. You look at right, because that's where the vehicles are coming. Please look at right, left, right, and then cross. But then that is the two-way, isn't it? Yeah. Because vehicles are coming from this direction and the other direction. It's only when it's clear that you can cross and don't run. Yeah, you're told to walk. Consistent steps, but do not run, so that then you can help the motorists judge how you crossing. And then we are told that motorists in such a scenario, be also careful so that you can be able to observe. If there are people crossing, please give them room to cross safely.
Okay.
If it's in what you call the one way, you see that, whereby we have one way for vehicles and the other way, then it means you just have to look at one side, that is the right. And if it's clear, then you can be able to safely cross.
Right.
Very basic, very basic. But we need to remind each other every other time so that then we become safe road users.
Most definitely. And even speaking about sensitizing and even really talking about this, they're here, the ones that you had gathered together, mkawambia, wacha leo tuwafunze. I think it would be prudent tuelekee pali wako. We listen to what you're telling them. Ndio pia tupate kujua. Kama mimi hiyo ya right to left to right, nilikuwa nimesahau kidogo.
Good afternoon all. Kwa majina naitwa Dominic Mutune. Dominic Mutune, mimi ni base commander Lang'ata sub county. Lang'ata sub county ndio nasimamia maneno na usalama ya barabara. Na leo tumekuwa privileged kupata wakubwa kutoka Ntsa na kutoka traffic headquarters. Na tuko na wageni pia kutoka 47 TV. Kisa na maana munaona tumefika mpaka hapa ni kuweza kuwafanya kitu tunaita sensitization ama kuhamasisha umuhimu wa kutumia footbridge. Serikali inatumia pesa mingi sana kuhakikisha usalama wenu kwa kuweka footbridge. Unaona hapa ziko mara mbili ya kutoka Pandini ya kwenda Pandini. Ukienda Lang'ata Road, in fact Lang'ata Road sub county niko na more than 8. Kumaanisha zikitumika uzuri, hii vifo tunapata mingi, maana pedestrian ndio wanakufa wengi kuliko ile magari mnasikia imeua watu gari mzima huko nje ya Nairobi. Nairobi wale pedestrian tunapoteza ni wengi zaidi kuliko hizo magari zinaua watu nje. So yangu ni ku welcome mkubwa yetu kutoka Ntsa, director Mr. Lang'at aweze kuongelesha bana. Next time mimi nimezoea kushika nikipeleka vile amusikii. Saa moja na kwanga nimejaza baria mbili za kwenda kotini Kitara. Ile haraka ulikuwa nayo inaishia hapo, alafu kutoka hapo unaenda unapigwa faini, saa nyingine una kakitu unajipata industrial area huko, unaweza pia tena uende utoke na ugonjwa. Hakuna haja sababu ya kukosa kutumia nini footbridge, na hiyo footbridge ni kwa usalama wako wewe mwenyewe. Thank you.
Asante sana. So mimi naitwa Andrew Kiplagat. Mimi ni director wa road safety Ntsa. Na tuko hapa leo kuhusu mambo ya usalama barabarani na usalama wa pedestrians. We have a problem. Ukiangalia takwimu zenye ziko hapa Nairobi, tunapoteza watu wengi sana, na watu hao ni watu wenye wanatembea kwa miguu. Kwa nini tunapoteza hao? Kwa sababu vile tumeambiwa serikali imeweka tisha watu kuvuka barabara, lakini watu wetu wengi vile ukiwa among those ones hawatumii. Na hata tukiwauliza nyinyi hapa, mnajua watu wenye tumewapoteza kwa sababu wanapitia, wana cross kwa mahali penye hairuhusiwi. So tumesema leo tumfundishane, because amesema kuwa kawaida yake akishika anapeleka wapi? Kotini. Sawa sawa. Lakini leo tumesema tufundishane ndio tuelewe na tusaidiane pia kueleza watu wengine. So swali ni kwamba mnajua kwa nini mko hapa mmeshikwa siku ya leo? Unajua? Ningependa mimi nijue kwa nini unafanya vile mmefanya mpaka mkashikwa. Ndio tuelewe, because labda kuna shida yenye tunasema tumesuluhisha kwa kujenga hizi, lakini labda ni pale. Yeah. Yes, ndugu yangu.
Shukuru kwanza kwa hiyo kazi mnafanya. However, this food
this food part, it's a den of criminal cartels. There was one morning, I was waking up to 6. There was some mad people living on those footpaths. I was almost attacked and I said I will never use those things because I want to learn. See, these food bridges, yes, they are good, but they're not safe. But they ensure us at least surveillance, at least regular patrols. Because me, for my case, I was carrying a child, I was almost mad, I was almost stabbed because of using a food in the morning. And that was around 5:45 to 6 in the morning. Now, for my situation, what should I do? Should I risk using a food for the safety? Or should I? Because it's even put me in more danger. So, as much as we want to enforce, we understand, but there are no patrols. It's not safety.
Okay. Kuna sababu nyingine? Asante sana. Iko sababu nyingine? Okay. Now, there are challenges. We agree kama hiyo. But then pia sisi tunaita, sijui kama uliripoti hapa kwa polisi kuwa tuna
First, station. Other than the police station, can we have regular patrols? Then we have regulars. Then we have plainclothes, surveillance. Because most of the homeless
tunaelewa na ni kweli kwa saa zingine tuko na shida kama hiyo, and we are working together, county na polisi, ndio maana tuko hapa wote, unaona ni team. But then pia sisi kama wananchi tusaidie, kwa sababu kama hiyo report so that then it's possible kufanya nini, kufanya hizo surveillance. But already we are having teams that are doing this, and that's why unapata officers kama hawa wenye wanasaidia kuhakikisha kwanza siko safe, na pia sio safe peke yake, but pia usafi, because those are some of the challenges. But then the biggest question is that what do we do so that then tuweze kusuluhisha hii na kuchunga maisha, kwa sababu ukiangalia Januari so sisi zote tukuna serikali imefanya hivi, tumeweka wingi wa kufanya hivi, na pia mnaangalia kama serikali ifanye kazi. Tunasema road safety is a shared responsibility, and it starts with who? With me, because maisha yangu mimi ndio iko hatarini nikiwa na tabia mbaya, rather bad road safety behavior, isn't it? So let's take care of ourselves. Out of the love of our own selves, let's take care of ourselves, isn't it? Na itafanya maisha kuwa rahisi. So that then tunasema hapa huwa tunatumia kucross, lakini kuna shida fulani. Mnaweza kusaidia, mnakuja hapa kwa base commander, unasema kuna watu wanakaa pale. So kazi haitakuwa kuwashika nyinyi hapa, lakini kazi itakuwa kwenda pale kuhakikisha kuwa hiyo hao wahalifu wameondolewa. Sawa sawa. So tukikuja hapo kuwashika, nani atashughulikia huko juu kuensure kwa itanilika. So tusaidiane. Serikali itafanya kazi yake vile wamefanya. Kama ni kushika watu watashikwa, but then ninaomba ya kwamba tukumike so that then tusaidiane on how to improve it. Kama kuna shida, because saa zingine tunaambiwa ni chafu, isn't it? So report that hapa kuna uchafu, isn't it? Na uende zako, isn't it? Kesho ukiona tena itafanyika kitu, report tena, isn't it? So hata kama leo umesema officer base commander, nimekuja hapa mara 5 nikikwambia hapa ni chafu, lakini bado haijafanyika, isn't it? So atakupeleka ndani because you took responsibility, isn't it? Lakini ukiona na useme wacha hiyo ikae, wacha nichukue shortcut, shida itapata wewe, itatupata sisi, na tutaendelea kupoteza watu wengi. Okay? Wacha hao maofisa wafanye kazi zingine kwa sababu tuna citizens who are responsible, isn't it? Lakini si kuja hapa kufanya na paka, isn't it? I think hiyo sio kazi yetu ya kufanya, isn't it? We have better things. You need to go work. You need to do many things to kufikia watu wenu. So tuchukumike. Tunaelewana? Tuchukumike so that then tujenge nchi yetu pamoja kwa kutunza maisha. Tuko pamoja? Tuko pamoja. Sijui kama bado kuna jambo mkubwa. Sawa. Yes, yes.
Na hakuna footbridge, na hakuna hiyo ukita hapo, unaangalia right, unaangalia left, unaangalia right again. Ukiona gari sasa, hakuna gari, unapita polepole. Sawa. Kwa sababu watu wanakufa wengi kwa sababu ya accident. Kwa pamoja, accident inaweza kugonga wewe uwe kiwete milele. Unaweza gongwa ukae kwa kitanda maisha yako yote, mkufi uponi. Tunaona hivyo. Unaweza gongwa ukate mguu yote, ukae kwa hiyo nini? Wheelchair maisha yako yote. Nani angetaka hivyo? Nani angetaka hapa hivyo? Nani angetaka kuwa kila nisambio na good health, akuwe na good health kwa tu? Unataka kuwa kiwete? Nani anataka kuwa kiwete kwa sababu ya accident? Hakuna mtu anataka kuwa kiwete kwa sababu ya accident. So, ili mmeambiwa na mkubwa, tuangalie sheria. Na usifikie pale kwa sababu polisi yako pale. It's for your own safety, not for the safety of the police. Kwa pamoja.
Yes.
Kwa ukigongwa, sio polisi amegongwa. Ni kweli. Sasa hivi tena kwa polisi anataka kufikia mwenyewe. Si ni wewe utaenda kufika pale peke yako. So, you take care of yourself. Safety starts from you. You take your own safety so that you also your brother also take your own safety. And you spread this cause to our parents. Leo tulikuwa polisi, tulishikwa na imagine na tukistatiwa. Tulifundishwa hivi. Mnafundishwa nini? Mnafundishwa nini? Road safety. Kwanza safety kuanzia kwa mkaambia ukipita barabara unafanya nini? Unapitia footbridge ama zebra crossing. Na pahali hakuna unafanya nini? Sauti naangalia unapita polepole. Sasa so hiyo ni gospel ambaye mtahubiri kwenu nyumbani. Ndio sisi yako asipoko na gari, mama yako asipoko na gari, mtoto wako asipoko na gari. Kwa maana ya kushika hapa, sasa kushikwa tutashikwa, utapelekwa upigwe fine. Lakini ukiumia, utaumia, utakaa kwa kitanda peke yako. Si ni kweli? Na utatoka hapo, na utaendea watu wengine. Hiyo tulikuwa tunakufunza.
Asante sana. Yeah. So kumalizia tunasema road safety is a shared responsibility, but it starts with me, isn't it? Tuseme wote, road safety is a shared responsibility, but it starts with me. Sawa. So tusaidiane. Ukiwa na shida, footbridges ama infrastructure yenye serikali imeweka, usikae pale. Enda pale useme nilikuwa napita hapa, kuna shida hapa, isn't it? Na urudie, isipofanywa urudie, isn't it? Kesho utasema si mimi nilikuja na niliwaambia, isn't it? Mulifanya nini? That's now we share responsibility, na tusaidiane wote so that we save lives. Sawa.
Daktari, kindly kabla hata muondoke, because I know melan vitu nyingi, maybe just one person atuambie what they've learned and what I mean raise is something that I've also experienced. Unapitia kwa footbridge unapata ni chafu nini hadi una opt otherwise, you see. So maybe just one of you just telling us what they've learned za karibia hapa, maybe unaweza rudia ama any other issue. Yeah.
Security, safety. For instance, you're working here at 9. I wouldn't use it. I'm not late. It's dark. I can't walk there without it. I can't. Why would I risk my life in the name of safety? And I don't want to. So one, we want surveillance. turn, we want lighting. Those things at night, just try. Be practical. Come here at 10. Try this. Try that.
Yule mtu
So
amesoma
maybe
kitu. Nani amesoma kitu? Amesoma nini?
Unaweza zunguka.
Tuamka kuongea. Kwanza wewe.
Umeshindaje? Tumefundishwa leo kuwa road safety ni shared responsibility. Sisi kama wananchi tufanye jukumu yetu, serikali pia ifanye.
Asante sana. Yeah, and just to assure you, maybe it's off. Kwa road safety si hii peke yake, isn't it? Kazi yenye tunafanya sio hii peke yake. Hizo vitu ndugu yangu ameraise hapa ni vitu pia tunapasu, kwa sababu huwa tunajiuliza kwa nini watu hawatumii footbridges, isn't it? That's why niliuliza hiyo swali, so that then hata sisi tuelewe ni nini, isn't it? Na hii feedback ni mzuri na itatusaidia, and we are pursuing because kwa players ya mambo ya usalama sio NTSA peke yake, sio NPS peke yake. Kuna watu wengi county, and we are engaging them so that vitu kama hiyo lighting and all that can happen so that we can improve. Okay? So si njia peke yake, isn't it? But then lazima tushike kila mahali. Nyinyi mkifanya yenu mtatupatia nafasi kupazu mambo zingine so that at the end of the day tukue na infrastructure mzuri na facilities mzuri zenye watu wetu wanatumia vizuri. Lakini si overnight, isn't it? Si ati tunasema leo kesho inafanyika, but you know, isn't it, that we go through a process, but let's work together. That's the message.
Yes. So thank you very much, Daktari, and even for the team, because najua even as ukiendelea kureleasiwa, we can still continue, because I mean, even for this conversation that we were having, you probably last thoughts, because najua umewafunza, even back at home, they've been learning this whole morning. For this breakfast show, they've been learning a lot. Wamekuwa kiandika, and even when tumekuwa nao hapa on matters road safety, even as you look at the camera, something just to kumalizia, your last thoughts that you could really tell them. Yes.
So I would like to say this to our people, that road safety is a matter of great concern, public concern to our country. Everybody acknowledges the fact that we're losing quite a lot of our people on the roads, and we need to do something. And this is part of the process of educating all of us so that we can step up our efforts and ensure that we play our responsibility. And like I said earlier on, is that we are all road users, yeah? Right from pedestrians, yeah? We are riding motorcycles, or we are being carried, we are pillion passengers, we are passengers in motor vehicles, we are drivers of the same, so we are all using the roads. And you realize that our roads are shared, yeah? We have not segregated, so that then everybody is safely in their path. So in as long as we need to share, then we need to be careful and exercise utmost responsibility. Because if every individual exercises this responsibility, right from the pedestrian, motorcycle rider, driver, then it means that we are considerate. We are careful about what's happening in our roads, so that then we forestall any potential crash. And if we forestall that, then we are saving lives. But if we throw caution out of the window, we will experience the same things and will continue losing many people. So my appeal is, let's take let's play our roles as individuals, and the other ones will play. The government will do its bit, but let's play our role as individual road users to keep our roads safe, because safety starts with us.
Most definitely. Thank you very much, Daktari. And as you've heard, Daktari is saying, safety starts with you. We've been giving you this just so that you can understand what road safety really is. We were privileged, as I was saying earlier on, having the Director of Road Safety at the National Transport and Safety Authority, Dr. Andrew Kiplagat, just explaining to us kuna wenye walikuwa wameshikwa hapa, lakini NPS, the National Police Service, Traffic Department, as well as NTSA wakasema wacha leo tufanye public sensitization, and I hope back at home you've also got that public sensitization. I'm yours truly, Stanley Nyarungita. This is Morning Cafe. Keep it right here. Sinde mbali.